So recently Niantic unleashed another Community Day vote, and yeah, this was a little bit of an interesting one considering that we had a repeat Community Day actually win out. Now in the last couple of Community Day votes, we did have Pokemon like Squirtle and a lot of Pokemon that already had their shinies in the game in the vote, and this time around we did have something very similar. We did have one Pokemon that had a new shiny, which was obviously going to win the vote. I mean, it would have been a shocker if it even came in second place. But yeah, that is of course Porygon. But what's interesting is out of the 3 remaining choices, that Charmander, which was a repeat Community Day, would actually get the second place. And of course, if you're not familiar with how Niantic does these voting systems, it's the top 2 Pokemon in those votes that will end up getting a Community Day. So we are for sure getting Porygon as a Community Day, and then in the following month we're going to be getting a repeat Community Day. This will actually be our first repeat Community Day, and that is of course Charmander. But a lot of weird implications are around this repeat Community Day, and a lot of players are really concerned, and I actually think they have a right to be concerned here because there's a lot of things that Niantic could do to screw this up. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. And how's it going, everyone? It's me, It's Count here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Yes, we have some more controversy to cover on my channel, and it revolves around this repeat Community Day, more specifically with Charmander. Now that Charizard is getting a second Community Day move, it's going to be really interesting considering that a lot of players are worried that this could turn into a huge cash grab on Niantic's part. Now, to give you some context behind these concerns, well, Niantic has been on a slippery slope this entire year. They've been doing a lot of different things that a lot of players would find to be very questionable. A lot of the different design decisions and a lot of the different implementations of a lot of new key features have been very monetized in a very greedy way. And Niantic has been trying their best to hide some of these greedy practices, but they haven't really been doing a good job because players are pretty smart and they could pick up on a lot of these things. So when they have like a 2% hatch rate for Dino, for example, like no one's going to be fooled by that. It's very obvious that Niantic has been doing a lot of cash grabs lately, which boggles my mind considering that they did recently get a brand new sponsor, which was Baskin-Robbins. So I don't necessarily understand why they are pushing to increase the amount of revenue. I don't know what kind of pressure that they're facing from investors, or I just don't know. But in any case, yeah, they've been doing a lot of different shady monetization schemes in Pokemon Go, and I'm really worried that this particular repeat Community Day could be another one of these schemes. So let me explain how this could become a cash grab for Niantic. Well, when it comes to Charmander, he is now going to have 2 Community Day moves within this Pokemon's moveset. So with Charizard, you can have Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw as of this upcoming Community Day, but of course he also has Blast Burn from the first time he was in a Community Day. So players are wondering how this is going to work. If you evolve a Charizard on this next upcoming Community Day, it's pretty clear that you're not going to be getting Blast Burn, you're going to be getting Dragon Breath and one of his other moves. I don't know if Niantic is going to actually give you both Dragon Breath and Blast Burn this upcoming Community Day, but at least in the December Community Day, players are wondering if this Pokemon will actually get both moves. Again, I highly doubt it. I think all of the Charmanders during this upcoming Community Day is going to evolve and get only Dragon Breath, and then Niantic is going to push for us to use our Elite Charge TMs to get Blast Burn. I really feel like that's the direction that they're going, and this is the part that a lot of players are worried about, because if they do end up going this way, it's going to be a very nasty cash grab, and I think a lot of players are going to be really upset about it. As of right now, aside from PvP, the only way to get elite charge TMs and elite fast TMs is by spending Pokecoins during community days. And of course, if players are spending 1200 Pokecoins in order to get one of these TMs, then they will have to spend even more money to get more Pokecoins to actually buy Ultra Boxes and Adventure Boxes, because of course the contents of the box that these elite charge TMs and elite fast TMs come in don't typically have a lot of premium items. So of course, if players are running out of star pieces or raid passes or incubators, they'll have to spend even more money to get those ultra boxes on top of these community day boxes. So all in all, it's just becoming a ridiculous cash grab that's just spiraling out of control. And to be honest with you, if they end up going this route with this repeat community day, it's just going to add to the chaos when it comes to how players spend their Pokecoins when it comes to these community day boxes. To be honest with you, I think the community is pretty fed up with how Niantic has been treating their game as of late. There's been very blatant cash grabs left and right, like with each of the Ultra Unlock weeks that we recently had. Like, there were very clear paywall mechanics for a lot of the content that players were looking for. Like, for example, with Genesect and with Dino, like, a lot of these shinies were locked behind raids, and of course the shiny rates for both of these were abysmally low. So a lot of players were spending a boatload of money after spending money to unlock these events, and Niantic really has no shame in doing that. Like, they've been pretty clear about how you can obtain these special bonus Pokemon, and it's going to be through raids and incubators. So a lot of players are starting to show their frustration that Niantic hasn't been that consumer friendly, and I think Niantic really needs to dive back into their roots, where a lot of the Pokemon that we could get from raid battles, you could also potentially get from stuff like special research, or even with egg hatching, that it wasn't absolutely essential. So I don't know what's going on with Niantic, like why they are pushing for making revenue so much, but it really needs to come to a stop, because I think players are starting to get frustrated with the game. They're really starting to voice their frustrations, and Niantic's reputation is essentially going down the gutter every day the more they make decisions like these. Of course, I want to give Niantic the benefit of the doubt. I mean, when it comes to these sort of monetization practices, yeah, they're going to be somewhat commonplace when it comes to free-to-play games, but when it comes to Pokemon Go, it really had that good balance for quite a while now, but for some reason, Niantic just continued to swing in the direction that's really unhealthy for the game. So I really hope that Niantic does consider these things. I really hope they're listening to the community, and when it comes to this repeat community day, I really hope that Niantic considers giving us some really good options for getting both of these community day moves. Who knows, maybe they will actually give us both Dragon Breath and Blast Burn in this community day. I highly doubt that, but it is a possibility, and I think that would do wonders for the entire community as a whole. Like, the sentiment towards Niantic could go in a very positive direction if Niantic decides to do this, but again, I highly doubt they will. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Again, I still think there's a lot of hype behind Charmander with Dragon Breath. Like, Charizard is going to be a beast when it comes to Mega Evolutions, and of course in PvP he does swing really hard. So I really think this could have some great gameplay implications, even if you don't end up with Blast Burn. Like, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Charizard, once it's Mega Evolved to Charizard X, like, that could be very powerful in raid battles and PvP, and I think a lot of players are ignoring that. Of course, I ended up voting for Charmander. Of course, I did vote for him reluctantly, knowing everything that I talked about in this video could become a reality, but at the same time, I still think there's things to be hyped up about. So hopefully we could still stay positive. Even if Niantic does decide to go the greedy route, I still think there's room for excitement for this repeat community day. And yeah, I think it does open up for some really cool things in the future, because I'm the kind of person that doesn't necessarily disagree with having repeat community days, mainly because a lot of players that I play with don't have a lot of these old shinies because they weren't around when this community day happened. But yeah, regardless, I think there's still things to be positive about, even for OG players like myself. But yeah, in any case, yeah, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Are you frustrated by all of this, or are you the kind of person that doesn't like repeat community days? Like, that is also something we could talk about. But in any case, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.